Professional football is one of the most violent sports to play. While many athletes are able to channel their anger and violence on the field, some are just as violent off the field. Domestic violence has recently been one culture the National Football League is not proud of.
Ray Rice is one of the best running backs in the National Football League. On February 15, 2014, Rice was arrested on simple assault charges for a minor physical altercation at an Atlantic City casino. This fight was between Rice and his now wife, Janae Palmer. Rice was able to avoid jail time by enrolling into a pretrial intervention program, which is very uncommon. This meant that if he were able to stay out of trouble over the next year, he would stay out of jail. Although Rice was able to avoid legal issues, the NFL suspended Rice indefinitely after TMZ released a video of him hitting Janae Palmer in an elevator. Rice was then released by the Baltimore Ravens and currently is not playing for any team.
Other superstar players like Greg Hardy, James Harrison, Ben Roethlisberger, Des Bryant, and dozens of others have been in the same shoes as Ray Rice. However, these stars are still playing football and making millions of dollars.
Culture is defined as a way of thinking, behaving, or working that exists in a place or organization. NFL players mostly all think, behave, and work the same. Benjamin Morris, a journalist and statistician for the political and sports blog 538.com, determined that the NFL's relative arrest rate is 55% higher than the national average for men ages 25 to 29. This is extremely high compared to expectations from the general population. The NFL's 83 domestic violence arrests are by far their worst category. This shows that NFL players are repeatedly behaving in a similar way that has created a culture of domestic violence.
Domestic violence is a very complex crime, and a combination of many factors could be at fault. One factor could be that football players are violent on the field, but their violence can lead to off-the-field issues as well. This is known as the spillover effect. A 2002 study found that men in a physically violent occupation are 43% higher to commit domestic violence and other violent crimes.
Another factor might be related to money and the player's background. There is a crude phrase that goes, "You can take the kid out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the kid." While this phrase is not always true, it does hold some truth. A study done by a Swedish researcher showed that people who started living in poverty and then became rich were just as likely to commit a crime as a person who started poor and remained poor. Many other factors like alcohol and drugs can be at fault.
If the NFL wants to try to stop their players from committing domestic violence, many things need to change. The NFL has teamed up with No More, a campaign to stop domestic violence and sexual assault. Together, they have made commercials played on TV sets across America.
No more, but he has such a bright future.
No more. Not my problem.
No more. I'll say something next time.
No more. Also, players need to be better educated to understand the severity of their actions. This re-education needs to start young. Additionally, the NFL organizations need to stop signing players who have a past of domestic violence. That way, players not only in the NFL but also in professional sports leagues around the globe can understand the severity of domestic violence.
Here comes the